electrical. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, we're going to want to fix that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Interleague play has been very good for the St. Louis Cardinals. It started in Texas as the Redbirds took 2 of 3. Back home in St. Louis, a sweep of Tony La Russa's former team, the Oakland A's. Down I-70, a sweep of the Kansas City Royals. And last night, a convincing win over the Mariners. Game 2 is coming up on Fox Sports Net. Fair St. Louis in downtown St. Louis. Holiday weekend. On this Saturday afternoon, a rare afternoon game on Fox Sports Net. Glad you could join us for Game 2 of this 3-game set, the Cardinals and the Seattle Mariners. With Al Hrabowski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. As always, nice to have you with us. This is our Bank of America Higher Standards. We waste no time in telling you the good news. The Cardinals are 9-1 in interleague play.
They have played extremely well against some pretty good ball clubs. 9-1 speaks for itself. Hopefully that's an omen of what's going to happen when the Cardinals play in postseason against the American League clubs.
Today, the Cardinals will have Jason Marquis on the mound. He has been pitching very well as of late, arguably the Cardinals' best pitcher in the last month or so. And good news is Jim Edmonds back in the lineup today.
Yeah, Jim said he could have played yesterday, so you give him one more day off, and hopefully the rain and it's good conditions out there in the playing field, but we need his bat. But we had plenty of bats last night. It was a good victory.
Cardinals won it 11-2, trying to make it 2 straight this afternoon here on Fox Sports Net. Holiday weekend, libations, they will be flowing here at Busch Stadium. People are going to have some fun, and so is Jimmy Edmonds. He's back in the lineup. The Cardinals coming up in Game 2 against the Seattle Mariners on FSN.
Let's see who can make a milkshake faster, them or us. Darn, we lose.
It's Strawnilla.
Vanillberry.
Strawnilla.
Vanillberry.
Strawnilla.
Vanillberry.
Steak and Shake. We have new side-by-side milkshakes.
And we are dancing, and you're dangerous, near me. I get ideas. I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger.
Rico moves your ideas forward.
You get ideas too.
The best tire package in town? You'll find it at Dobbs. Our drive-away tire package includes everything you need. No extra charges. And it features one other small item. The best tire package price in town.
The drive-away tire package at Dobbs. Best price, no extra charges. And now at Dobbs, purchase any 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires and receive a $50 mail-in rebate. This offer is good only through August 7th, so get into Dobbs today.
Things are getting critical.
Wild lefts and rights by hair rate, the percentage of them connecting.
Pride Fighting Championships. It started with 16 fighters.
Peppering them now, hammer strikes and right hands and left.
Only 8 remain.
Another soccer kick.
Pride Fighting Championships.
Critical countdown.
When it's all over, only 4 will survive. Order Pride Fighting's Critical Countdown. Playing this month on pay-per-view.
DishNetwork.com is your one-stop for everything you need from Dish Network. Log on for great self-service convenience to pay your bill or add programming. Find out if you qualify for local stations in your area. Check out the latest entertainment available, including pay-per-view movies and events. Even download a channel list and more. DishNetwork.com has all the information and services you need on your schedule. Check it out.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. By the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel, the official hotel of Cardinals broadcasts on Fox Sports Net. By Auto Tire. For the lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. By Steak and Shake, real steak burgers and real milkshakes served 24 hours a day. And by Southwest Airlines, nonstop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
There he is, number 51. Can he do it? Can he score a run? There's the wind-up. Here comes the ball. It's a change-up. Coming at the crawl. It's taking forever. Now here comes the bat. He's going to swing. The ball's getting closer. The bat comes around and the fans are excited. They're making a sound. You can hear them say, Ichiro, 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 Ichiro. Lines are to left, lines are to right. It's in the day, it's it at night. Ichiro carries a dangerous bat, and there's nothing a pitcher can do about that. It's up the middle, then hits it deep. It's in the clutch, it's in his sleep. Whether in English or in Japanese, we can all understand what an RBI means. And because of what he can do, we can all safely say, hey, hill! Ichiro, 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 Ichiro.
Well, hit deep to right field. Oh, goodbye, baseball.
It's Ichiro, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. This lineup, Ichiro will lead things off, followed by Randy Winn. I just love that song. I'm going to play it before every at-bat. Then it's Brett Boone, John Olerud, Rich Aurelia, Spiezio, Boca Chica, Pat Borders, and Ryan Franklin. Pat Borders still playing in the major leagues. Been around a long time.
Yes.
And he's not left-handed out.
Did you? Yeah, he's a catcher. Did you happen to watch American Idol?
I
remember the Hung.
Yes.
You know, Mr. Hung.
Yes.
Well, I don't know why, but that was the music of choice in the Cardinals clubhouse today. His CD.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How bad was it?
We'll go on to Jason Marquis and talk something good. Making his 16th start, 7-4. Really pitched well of late. He quality starts in 9 of his last 14 outings. He's posted wins in 6 of his last 8, including 4 straight decisions, establishing a career high. Ground ball pitcher, and let's hope he does that. He's also hit very well. He's hit in 5 straight games and leads the National League pitchers with 8 hits.
Ichiro will lead things off for Seattle, batting .322. A couple of hits last night. He was 2 for 4, and takes a ball from Jason Marquis, and we're underway at 3:07 this afternoon. 76 degrees and a gorgeous afternoon for baseball here in downtown St. Louis. Ichiro pounds it in the ground and pulls it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marquis has been hot, as Al told you. 6-1 in his last 8 starts, and he's 7-4 overall.
Just pound that sinker, get ground balls. There was an example of what you were talking about last night, how Ichiro's bat stays in the hitting zone longer than anybody else's. He can flare and quail and line drive. He can do it. Hit it to all fields.
He's got power. You wouldn't think it, but he does. Only 3 home runs on the season, but as you pointed out last night, you've had people tell you if he wanted to hit home runs, he'd hit home runs.
I've seen him in 1 home run hitting contest, and he won it.
Here's a ground ball to Womack. Easy play over to Pujols. Ichiro off the bases. That's out number 1. A look at the Cardinals defense with Jim Edmonds patrolling center field. This is brought to you by Auto Tire. Anderson is in left, Edmonds in center, Reggie Sanders in right, Roland, Renteria, Womack, and Pujols on the infield, and Yadier Molina is behind the plate. That's a key, keeping Ichiro off the bases. He stole a base last night after he singled in the first and then came around to score the first run of the game. He's got 20 steals on the year. This is switch hitting Randy Winn, playing left field today.
Mariners hitting just below Randy Wynn's average. They're 256. The team is 258, and they are much better career-wise than those numbers would indicate.
Paul Molitor, his first season as the batting coach of the Seattle Mariners. It's been a tough go, as there's the Hall of Famer. Will be inducted in a couple of weekends in Cooperstown. He's in a tough spot because this is a lineup that has some very good names in it. Ichiro, Brett Boone, Olerud, Aurelia. And yet they have not put it together offensively. That's why this team has not been winning games. Their pitching has actually been pretty decent. The 2-1 pitch. Slicing foul and out of play.
I was talking with Mike Aldrette as Paul Molitor was really watching the video, and we were commenting about how much the modern player is influenced by video, and particularly during a game. You know, after a bat, they run up, they watch their at bat.
Another ground ball. This is a good start for Marquis. 2 down.
Or the veteran guys like Paul Molitor or even Mike Aldrette, the first base coach for Seattle, they like to watch the game and see the flow, see if a guy has trouble with his breaking ball. Then you kind of eliminate that from the process. There's Mike, who also was talking about playing with Jim Edmonds in Anaheim.
2 outs. This is Brett Boone, only hitting .232.
There's an example. You know, Brett Boone a year ago at this time, you know, was a lofty batting average, was amongst the league leaders in home runs.
High fly ball into center. Edmonds on the move at the wall, and goodbye. Home run for Boone. Number 11 on the season. Mariners lead it 1-0. One of the deepest parts of the park out there in left center field, and it's 1-0 Seattle.
Brett, the 11th home run you talk about, but that .230 average is so far down for him. It's a guy that can hit the long ball, but I think he'd like to get his average back. He had an injury with his hip a while back. He said it's starting to swing the bat better. The pitch leave the hand, and then you see it leave the ballpark.
397 feet, the estimated distance on that home run. And this is John Olerud. He homered in the 9th inning last night off of Cal Aldrette. With that sweet stroke of John Olerud.
You know, last year Boone hit .294, 35 home runs, 117 RBIs. Here's another guy. Olerud is way down.
Well, people have said almost overnight Seattle has gotten older. Good play by Womack on the outfield turf. Boone's home run makes it 1-0 Seattle.
All four, and another walk by Tree 11 who forces Skipper to make a decision here.
Hey, you've reached the bullpen. Either Dave, your lefty, or Bill, your closer are in right now, but you leave a message after the beep. I'll call you right back.
Nice day for a ball game, eh, ladies?
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light.
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
It's all here.
Got baseball on the brain? Get savings in your pocket at Schnucks.
Like all varieties of Eckrich, smoked sausage, smoked grillers, and cooked sausage links. 2 packages for $5. Cool off with Lipton iced tea. Lipton family-sized tea bags are just 99 cents. You'll find all varieties of Schnucks Select ice cream are 2 for $6. One price, unlimited fun. Six Flags single-day tickets at Schnucks are the best discount in town.
Schnucks. We make it easy.
To get the job done right, you need the right tool for the job. And now when you drive home as Super Duty during the final days of Ford Truck Power Days, you'll also receive this 5-piece set of Craftsman cordless power tools. And during the final days, get a Super Duty with 0% financing or up to $3,500 cash back. Then get to work with your very own set of Craftsman power tools at no extra charge. That's one powerful offer on the most powerful line of trucks on the road. But hurry, Power Days ends July 6th. Get to your quality Ford dealer today.
Right-hander Ryan Franklin now will get the start. His numbers brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts for Seattle.
Well, you see he's 3 and 6. He's been struggling of late. Cardinals feel that he makes a lot of mistakes with his fastball up out over the plate, and they're going to try and capitalize on that.
A look at the Cardinals lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Tony Womack busy in the top of the first defensively. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half. Followed by Renteria, Pujols, Roland, Edmonds, Sanders, Anderson, Molina, and Marquis. Tony Womack batting .304. Ryan Franklin Took a long time to get to the major leagues, 9 minor league seasons. Rewarded this past offseason, signed a 2-year, $4.3 million contract extension with the Mariners. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-seam fastball he throws. Also has a 4-seamer. He'll throw in that 90-92 range. This one is popped up. Is there a play? Not a play. Off the top of the screen and into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tony Womack. Talking with Brian Price, the pitching coach for the Seattle Mariners. He says he gives up a lot of home runs, probably because he allows the batter to put the ball in play. He's a guy that doesn't walk many. And home runs have been a problem in his career. 1-2 pitch. Last year, 9th in the American League in ERA, career highs in wins, innings pitched. He had over 200. A couple of complete games as well. 2-2 pitch. Up the middle for a base hit. Almost an excuse me swing. Mariners defense behind Franklin as we ISO Brett Boone at second base. This is brought to you by Auto Tire. Randy Winn moves from center to left field. Boca Chica in center. Ichiro in right. Great throwing arm. Spiezio, Aurelia, Boone, Olerud on the infield. Pat Borders is behind the plate. And this is Renteria. Edgar, a big night last night.
9-game hitting streak for Edgar. 378 during that time. His average on the climb.
Womack a big lead at first base.
Tony will go back out there and try and maybe dig around where his feet were. It looked like a little slick.
Field is in great shape.
Considering all the rain and everything, the grounds crew did a great job.
Bill Finley and his crew was close over there at first. Terrific job last night and again today. I was at the ballpark early and it was pouring here in downtown St. Louis for over an hour. Those guys had to just sit and wait patiently as the water was piling up on the tarp. But the field is in great condition. And a check on Womack. Pretty good move.
Quick feet. Sometimes you can incorporate a little Bach move where you kind of collapse that back leg a little bit, try to get a runner to move on first movement. It's a Bach, but many times it's not detected. If you're going to throw over there, most base stealers would tell you should throw hard.
Strike to Renteria on the first pitch he sees. Franklin was very effective against right-handed batters last year. They only hit .233 against him. Left-handed hitters, though, he allowed 23 home runs and they hit .267 against him. Cardinals with Tony Womack as a left-handed hitter, Jim Edmonds, and Marlon Anderson is in there. They're going to wear out Tony over there at first.
Well, that's part of it. You take the life out of the legs of a base stealer by throwing over, but you also get your defense back on your heels. Everything slows down.
Oh, 1 pitch. Strike 2 on Renteria. Ron Kolpa is behind the plate. Bill Miller at first. Brian Gorman, our second base umpire. Dale Scott is at third. Edgar in the hole, 0-2. Cardinals have won 8 consecutive home series dating back to April.
Lefties still have a higher average against the right-handers. The right-handers on the climb from a year ago.
Cardinals have the top winning percentage, 15 games above 500 in the National League. Boo! They're already booing. Boo, they say out.
Well, Tony Womack stole 14 out of 16, and the Cardinals 57 on the season, but not like the running Redbirds of Whitey Ball era.
Edgar fouls it back. Good cut. Stays 0-2.
Quick pitch, tried to get it, that slide step, got the ball up a little bit. Edgar fouled it. I don't remember Pat Borders being an exceptional thrower, and there you see another quick throw to first base, trying to time as Tony's taking his lead, but he had his foot on the bag.
Pujols on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Misses outside to Edgar. Seen a steady diet of breaking balls in this at bat. Third baseman was in, but that was before 2 strikes. And that's Scott Spiezio.
Edgar might take one of those pitches away and just take it to right center.
Here's a 1-2. Popped up right side, out of play.
First time he tried to come in on Edgar.
Last night we had 35,000 plus here at Busch Stadium. Another big crowd on this Saturday afternoon. It is Christian Family Day, the 14th annual Christian Family Day here at the ballpark. It's about the 8th or 9th throw over to see if Tony Womack is napping over there.
He's throwing every one of them about as hard as he throws to the plate, too.
You're right. The 1-2 pitch. Edgar into deep left center. That'll carry to the center fielder. Womack is tagging up. They're going to test that arm out there. Heads up play by Tony Womack. Boca Chica took it for granted that Womack was going to stay at first base, and Tony took second. Heads up play.
Well, from the very beginning, Boca Chica went to break on that ball and fell down. Yeah, he stumbled, and then he was able to recover. But you see Tony reading it very well. Gets back to the bag. Dave McKay says go, gives him that alert sign, but he had to assume or think that he might be doing it. But you see the center fielder standing flat-footed, never thinking that they may advance. National League style baseball versus American League style baseball. They don't do the aggressive things, and they caught an outfielder napping.
RBI opportunity for Pujols. He had 3 last night. He's up to 55 on the year. .306, 20 home runs. You would figure too, Al, advanced scouting has a lot to do with Womack understanding who's in center and having a chance to take that extra bag.
Except we don't use an advanced scout.
We've got satellites to help us out now.
Right.
Dave McKay also was helping out over there at first base. Let's see if Albert can bring him in.
As we said, when ball went up, Dave McKay is right there telling him when to go in the starter's blocks, and then he says, okay, he's standing flat-footed, do it. But Tony, with heads up, anticipated it and knew that was a possibility of advancing to get into that position.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Albert Pujols. They try to keep Womack close at second base.
Wow.
Boone cheats in, and boy, this guy is awfully worried about Tony Womack instead of the hitter. This might be a guy you want to concentrate on, Al. Albert Pujols. Right on the pitch, fouls it back. 1-2 is the count. Air show going on at Fair St. Louis. A couple blocks away here in downtown St. Louis. Unfortunately, the fireworks were canceled last night. We didn't get a chance to see it.
We were hoping, but we saw some Cardinal fireworks. We haven't had any chance to have any natural fireworks here at the stadium this year with the construction beyond the right field wall. It's something they're not doing this year.
Now Borders wants to talk with his starter, Ryan Franklin.
You got your handful in front of you instead of worrying so much about Womack out there.
Man on deck is Scott Rowland. Let's see what Albert can do here. Either tie this game up or put the Cardinals on top. Seattle with a 1-0 lead. Brett Boone a solo home run here in the first. Albert just got a piece. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Albert into left field. That ball is carrying. Randy went back at the wall, and it's gone. Home run for Albert Pujols.
That's the foul screen, right?
Just kept carrying. Albert Pujols with home run number 21. RBIs 56 and 57.
Bob Melvin's going to come out and challenge the umpiring crew and talk to Dale Scott, the crew chief. Get a confirmation on that.
I know you asked me, did it hit the foul screen? And I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, it just, you know, the ball just really did take a jet stream and carry. See the Randy Winn out there. And it went up to McBride's side. Yeah, so clearly it's a home run. Good angle right here, I think.
Yep, you could tell there.
Hit off the above the wall, hit on the white sign, McBride Holmes, and fell down in fair territory, so it shouldn't have been any question.
Here's Scott Rowland. Cardinals last night fell behind 1-0. Came back and won at 11-2. Same thing has happened today, and now they lead it 2-1. Pujols 21 home runs on the year. And Rowland pulls it into the seats. Scorcher.
Franklin doesn't have to worry about the base runner now. You know, when you spend so much time worrying about that guy, it just splits your concentration going to the plate. The guy at the plate's the most dangerous.
1-1 pitch. Albert Pujols trotting down that first base line. You got to touch first.
Kind of reminiscent of Mark McGwire.
And where's Dave McKay to help him out? Remember, Mark, you got to touch first. 2-2 on Scott Rowland. With that home run, number 21, he's one behind Bonds, 4th overall in the National League. Adam Dunn with 24. Jim Thome leads it with 27. The Marquis has a lead now, 2-1.
Been a long time just sitting there for Cardinals to send up only 3 batters.
2-2 pitch. Rowland stays alive. Al, during our second inning, we're going to visit with Heather Morris. We'll talk about what's coming up on Monday, July 5th.
Been making a bunch of ribbons, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Pink ribbons.
There's Matty Moe.
Breast cancer awareness. Heather's a neat lady. Neat family.
Now Morris will start on Tuesday. Rowland strikes out. First strikeout for Ryan Franklin, and it brings in Jim Edmonds. Good to see Jimmy back in playing in interleague play. Last year he had 10 home runs against the American League. Had 28 home runs during the All-Star break by the time it hit. This year 15 with 47 ribbies.
Hasn't started a game in center field since the 25th of June.
Week from last night.
Yeah. Did DH last Saturday. And in his past 17 starts, he's hitting .345 with 13 RBIs and 11 walks.
One ball, one strike with 2 outs, nobody on. Good to see Edmonds back in there.
It's good for the fans to see a premier player. Good for the psyche. You know, everybody relaxes a little bit having another potent bat. Let's go on. How long is this going to last? We're in the first inning.
That's how he looked last night.
Well, you know, I talked to Bob Melvin, and he said when that game started getting away after Moyer couldn't go back out, he said he knew he couldn't even worry about winning the game. All he was trying to do is have some type of bullpen left for the weekend. And that's why it was so important for Woody Williams to do what he did. Go out and pitch after the 2-hour rain delay and pitch very well, even better.
Last night it was Matt Thornton and J.J. Putz. Those two got knocked around a little bit in the middle innings.
And then Myers, you know, had to go 2 full innings. He used to maxing out at 2 batters.
2-2 pitch. Full count on Edmonds with Sanders on deck. Call, 3rd strike on Edmonds. He didn't like it.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Go, 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 Thank you, Detroit! We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from St. Louis to Phoenix for just $89 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Bet.com presents King of the Cage Unfinished Business. As the King of the Streets, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett will once again take his terror to the cage to take on world champion kickboxer William Sariapai. Also, 2 world titles are challenged. John the Natural Alessio goes against George Santiago. Plus, it's the return of Joe Daddy Stevenson versus knockout specialist Randy Velarde. No holds barred action available this month on Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
People, you are a witness to history, our 10 millionth customer.
Dish Network is now 10 million strong. To thank you, our customers are automatically entered to win one of hundreds of high-definition TV packages. Visit dishnetwork.com for details.
This telecast of Cardinal Baseball is brought to you by Charter Communications.
Lead at 2-1, and welcome back on this holiday weekend. Heather Morris joins us, the wife of Cardinal pitcher Matt Morris.
I am.
And
today.
You can relax today. He's not pitching.
Thank goodness, not until Tuesday.
Not until Tuesday night,
kick
right?
Back. Oh.
Now, but you're busy, though, as we get a good look at Matt Morris. You're busy with the Cardinal Wives. The Coleman St. Louis Breast Cancer Collection Day is coming up on July 5th, and we had you up in the booth last year, and you guys raised a whole bunch of money, didn't you?
We raised over $25,000 last year. We're hoping to at least match that this year. We have a couple new things going on. Last year, we had the guys autograph around 50 cards. This year, we have them each autograph 100. If people want to pick out a card, it's going to be $40, but if they pay $20, they can reach in a grab bag. Any amount donated, they'll get a pink ribbon pin that we actually made last night during the rain delay.
Everyone, well, you had plenty of time then. Everyone donates, gets that pink ribbon. Anyone that donates over $20, if you come down to the ballpark on the 5th, receives a signed baseball card from one of the Cardinal players. And like you said last year, Cardinal fans here at Busch, and along with the players' wives and girlfriends, raised over $25,000. How did you get involved with this?
It's one of those things where we do so many things for the guys and for kids, and we thought it was about time that we start supporting ourselves and each other. So Komen has been great. They always bring out some great breast cancer survivors who are very inspirational to us, and we walk around with them and collect money. It's a great day to do it because it is a bobblehead day, and we know how ridiculously popular those are. So we'll be out collecting at the gates from 10:45 until about 45. Ooh.
Ooh is right. Marquis makes a nice play. Go ahead and continue to do the play-by-play. You can really do this. You've got all the sound effects down.
You should see me on the days that Matt pitches.
I'm sure. How gut-wrenching is it when he's out there?
It's getting more and more gut-wrenching every time, and I don't know why that is. But it's also fun because I love how competitive he is. He and I compete in wiffle ball in the off-season. So in the beginning of this season, I took credit for his nice batting average. But it's kind of fallen by the wayside since then. So, but no, it's fun.
What's it like on a game day? Does he talk to you?
We talk, but it's definitely different. But he's the same with our dog. As long as he's okay with Freddie, then I know all is right with the world. He can be weird with me, that's okay. But
I don't really want to admit this, but we had like a 30-minute conversation in New York about Freddie. And not once were you mentioned. I said, oh, by the way, how's your wife doing?
You know, he'll be on the road and he'll ask me, what are you doing? I'll be like, oh, I'm hanging out with Freddie. And he'll say to me, I'm so jealous. That's okay. I love the dog, too.
I bet a lot of people are curious for wives of professional athletes. How tough is it when your husbands are traveling as much as they do? Is it tough for you? Or is it a blessing in disguise? Get them out of the house for a little while.
You know what? Many times it is a blessing in disguise. And we have some great wives here that we all get together. I hang out with Allison Carpenter a lot, and her son Sam and my dog Freddie are almost like brothers. The way that they fight, the way that they play. So it's you know, you get some good girl time when they're on the road, and thank God they get some good guy time, because if he came home and, you know, I know that when they like to play golden tee, they play cards, that's not always up my alley.
Yeah, I know our fans would be curious too about the Kyles and Flynn Kyle and her children. How are things going for them?
From last I heard, things were going great. You know, it was just the 2-year anniversary, which is never easy on anyone, and I can't imagine what that's like for her. But last I heard, she's running a lot. You know, Flynn's just such a strong, great person that if it had to happen to anybody, she's probably the best equipped, just because I guess the foundation that she and DK had together. But it can't be easy going through that without your husband.
Absolutely. Count is full on Boca Chica, the center fielder. A look at Tony La Russa. It's 2-1 Cardinals. Some ominous clouds moving in here to downtown St. Louis. Sun is tucking away behind those clouds. Hopefully we won't have another rain delay.
Yeah, we're finished with all our pink ribbons.
Are you done
We
with
don't
that?
need another one.
Good pitch and a strikeout for Marquis. 2 outs in the inning. But again, we have you up here in the booth. Let's make sure we hit this again. The
Please.
second annual Cardinals Wives and Komen St. Louis Breast Cancer Collection. Heather Morris is with us Monday, July 5th. And all the wives will be partaking in this, right?
As many as we can get. You know, we have a lot of wives this year who are pregnant. And it is supposed to be very hot that day. So we're going to try and strategically place them in the air-conditioned parts
Smart
of
move.
Busch
Now,
Stadium.
Is this all game long, or just how long do you set this up?
We're gonna collect until the top of the 5th. Of course, the cards will be available while supplies last. Last year we did run out of cards, and I hope people understand that, you know, we can't ask the guys to sign 1,000. You know, especially some of the more popular guys like Jimmy or Albert. I thought it was great that they signed 100 each, because they get inundated.
Sure. Last year we raised over $25,000. And what would we like to do this time? 30? Is 30 the goal? 35?
Well, I personally would
Reach
like,
high, Heather. Come on.
I'd like to see 40. 40 is a nice number.
There you go. Now that people
But-
know about it, because you're up here, and we're going to kick Al out of the booth for the rest of the game, and you can stay here.
That'd be great. I miss being up in the press box.
You used to work in press boxes, correct?
I did. I unfortunately, or fortunately for me, at the time was employed by Major League Baseball as the website reporter for the Chicago Cubs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Cubs.
You know, we all have to start somewhere.
That's right. You and Matt, you guys enjoy St. Louis?
We do enjoy St. Louis. It's been a great place for us to really start our relationship and continue it, and this city is just so great. It's talking about Coleman, the Race for the Cure started here in 1999. They had 10,000 people. This last year they had 50,000 people show up, and they've raised about $5 million in between that time to stay in St. Louis alone. So it's the community here is just unbelievable, with their players, with each other, with even the wives. Even the wives.
Good. Full count here on Pat Borders, catcher today for Seattle. And again, that money raised will be on July 5th. Paul, third strike. Marquis leaves that man at second base. Heather, good to see you. Good luck on Monday.
Thank you very much.
You bet. That is Heather Morris. Thanks for stopping by. 40,000. That's what we're going for this year.
It doesn't take a degree in engineering to know that your car needs regular oil and filter changes. That's why we're ready in advance with brand names you trust. Castrol, Valvoline, Pennzoil, all in stock at ready-to-go low prices. So bring it on. We're ready in advance.
For the best parts, people and price, we're ready in advance. Yeah, bring it on.
To qualify for a home on a teacher's income sometimes is difficult. Teacher Flex was created by Bank of America to allow teachers to move into cities and towns that need teachers.
I purchased my home at age 24, which is incredible.
We can do zero down, and they're going to help us cover all the closing costs.
Being able to buy my first house, it's really special. I am Yvonne Batterton, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. Bank of America, they helped us, get the loan and become part of that community.
Really empowered me to take another bold step in my life.
We help connect people. We make it as easy as possible. I've kind of got my foot in the door. Now I can take what I've learned from that and I can help other people.
It gives me a good foundation in order to give them that hope, those dreams that can come alive for them.
You really feel like you're a part of their life, not just their teacher, because you see them all over the place.
People know that I'm the teacher on the block. I can do this 24 hours a day.
Bank of America, higher standards.
Low fat and low price at your nearby Subway restaurant. Get your choice of 7 low-fat 6-inch subs with 6 grams of fat or less for only $2.99 each. Delicious savings. 7 low-fat subs, each only $2.99. Subway, eat fresh.
Tomorrow, the 4th of July, from 1 until 3, John Costello will be available at the Canon Photo Tent located in the Family Pavilion courtyard area to meet fans, take free photos. You can check out Canon's line of digital cameras and direct print technology. That's tomorrow. Where's the sun, Al?
It's out west.
Oh.
Far west.
It doesn't look good, Al.
It's in California, Hawaii.
It doesn't look good at all. Here's Reggie Sanders.
2-1 lead looks good.
Sure does. All right, thanks to Heather Morris. We kicked you out of the booth. Heather came in.
Heather is a sweetheart.
We upgraded.
You definitely did.
She is a sweetheart. Very nice lady. Sanders hits it hard, but right to the shortstop. That's out number 1. And again, that breast cancer money will be raised on Monday, July 5th, as Marlon Anderson will dig in for the first time. And we want to remind folks, you can join us tomorrow. And we were told out, we've got about 33 spots remaining for our booth, air conditioned tomorrow. So a couple of seats still available at 425-0600. You, me, Kenny Reitz will be there.
All right. One special price gets you unlimited hot dogs, brats, potato salad, Bud Light beer, and Coke products. We'll be taking photos, autographs, talking baseball, any from 1 to 33 or whatever you want. No minimum to purchase. For more information, contact the Cardinals at 314-425-0600. We'll have a lot of fun tomorrow. Air-conditioned suite.
That's what makes it a lot of fun. We did that about 3 weeks ago or so, maybe a month ago, and that was fun. It's great when the fans have a chance to come up and tell us what's on their mind. And boy, do they tell us. But that's what you get when you come.
Hey.
We're all ears.
Full service.
Two and two, the count on Marlon Anderson. I would presume they're going to flip on the lights here pretty soon.
Yeah, a little surprised they haven't come on yet, but they'll do it in between innings. So no one can accuse them of doing it for the Cardinals' sake.
Right.
But the mercury vapors, it takes a little while to get them set. So next time the Cardinals are at bat, they'll be in full force.
You got it. Full count on Anderson. Marlin with 5 home runs on the year, and time is called. The 3-2 pitch to Marlin Anderson. Up and away for a ball. First walk handed out by the right-hander Franklin.
The only problem is that now we got a base runner, and as the skies darken, you worry about potential of rain with the rainmaker on the mound. You're almost hoping you wouldn't get a base runner just because he slows everything down. And about the time I say that, the rain starts to fall. Here we go.
He threw over about 8 or 9 times when Tony Womack was at first. This is Yadier Molina with 1 out. And Marlin is the runner at first base. Our score 2-1 here in the bottom of the second.
Molina hit late last night, got a base hit. He's actually hit in 6 of his last 7 games with an at bat, and 9 for 19 during that time, 474.
Now it starts to fall. Molina, little ground ball, left side. Tough play for the third baseman. Spiezio, heads up running by Anderson, but he's off the bag and out. Aggressive move, would have paid off if he stayed on the bag, but he couldn't. As he rounded second, no hesitation on that play, but he couldn't stop over there at third base, and John Olerud, a 3-time Gold Glover, gunned him out at third. 4th of July weekend. And it's 2-1 Cardinals as we head to the third.
Free to move about the country.
The Thoroughbreds are back at Fairmount Park. So get up, get out, get back to the track. Tuesday afternoons play horse hooky at 1 p.m. with great grandstand specials. Get Ultra Thursday nights with live music, dancing, and an all-you-can-eat pizza, salad, and chicken wing buffet, and Michelob Ultra bottles for $1. Friday nights, the party at the park is the hottest party in town. And Saturday nights, there's no better place to play than Fairmount Park. Winning starts here.
Hey, honey.
Hey, just think of what we can do with all the money we're saving.
Well, I have been giving it some thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Prices you gotta see. Circuit City's the place for amazing digital cameras at great low prices. Right now, save $50 on this Sony 3.2 megapixel digital camera with 2x optical zoom. Now, an incredible $179.99 only at Circuit City.
IMAX from New York with Max Kellerman. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
2-1 Cardinals as we move to the top of the third. Rain falling, lights on here at Busch Stadium, and the wind is just swirling here at the ballpark.
A little confrontation, or not confrontation, but a little meeting between the crew chief and some of the grounds crew as they're trying to figure out what the radar is indicating. Old Glory looks great, but it is rippling through this stadium right now.
Pitcher Franklin fouled back, strike 1. Jason Marquis trying to pick up win number 8 today.
And definitely made the right call last night when they very quickly got the surface covered. Actually, the rain stopped for a brief period, and then it just opened up and rained very hard for a couple hours.
Marquis struck out 2 to end the second inning. He's got 2 on the day. Marquis, an interesting story coming out of high school, 2-time state champ in Staten Island in New York. He was telling me the other day he won one of those championships at Shea Stadium, the other at Yankee Stadium. Grew up a Yankees fan. And he had a scholarship to go to Miami, and that scared a lot of teams off. They thought he would not pitch professionally if they drafted him. That he was going to take that scholarship. As Womack retires the pitcher Franklin for out number 1. King Griffey Jr. and the Reds coming back to Busch. We'll have it here on FSN. Our next televised game on Fox Sports Net will be Tuesday night with Cardinals tonight at 6:30. Reds and Cardinals in game 2 of that 3-game set. Matt Morris is on the mound. There he is, Bill Finley.
And it's starting to rain very hard now, and they're about ready to start call it, and they are right now. So
that's it. Here we go. Let's get the tarp. So we will have a rain delay. Last night 2 hours long. How long will it be today? Cardinals Magazine is coming up here on Fox Sports Net. (2-1) Redbirds.
Soon play at 4:33. It started raining hard again. And that's happened about 3 times since they've taken the tarp on and off.
The identical point in the game last night in which we stopped play was 1 out, top of the 3rd. Well, lo and behold, same thing here. Count is 2-0 on Ichiro as we're back to the top of the order. 1 hour rain delay exactly here in downtown St. Louis. Marquis at around 4:25 or so was out warming up, and they were pulling the tarp off the field. He was on the mound and throwing hard. Then the tarp had to come back on. He had to stop, wait in the dugout. And he came back out after about 20 minutes or so and started throwing again. So he's been warming up for quite some time.
Very interesting talking with Dave Duncan before the game. And it's a big difference between a 1 hour and 59-minute rain delay and 1 hour. But he told me because of Woody Williams being the veteran, being more of a soft tosser, he said he would allow Woody and only Jeff Suppan under those circumstances last night to go back out. But definitely said Jason Marquis I would not. And that's, like I said, that was twice as long, 2 hour rain delay.
First man that he sees, he walks, and Woody Williams is our Geico Direct moment. Our quote of the day: I was better after the delay. I told somebody I'll warm up the next time at 4:30 and then go sit around. Woody Williams on last night's game, our Geico Direct moment. And this is Randy Winn. 1 out walk to Ichiro. Watch him. He's got 20 stolen bases on the year. Cardinals lead it 2-1. Albert Pujols with a 2-run home run for St. Louis.
Part of Dave Duncan's reasoning is that Jason Marquis, more of a hard thrower, who, you know, Woody can, you know, doesn't rely on speed, relies on location. But a hard thrower may feel a little unarmed knowing that he's had that long layoff.
2-0. Let's keep a watchful eye here on Marquis and see if he can't bounce back and find the zone. Walked Ichiro and now falls behind 2-0 on Randy Winn. That was Dave Duncan's hand that you just saw.
That was a stopwatch, so it's not like a pitch indicator. Sometimes they'll check and see time to the plate.
There goes Ichiro on the 2-1 pitch. They avoid the double play. Throw by Renteria over to first for the second out. RBI opportunity here for Brett Boone with 2 down. He had a solo home run back in the first. The Mariners won the lottery to be able to negotiate a contract to get Ichiro to come to the States. They gave the Blue Wave in Japan $13 million, and then back in 2000 Ichiro signed a 3-year deal for $14 million. Mariners will tell you he's worth every penny that they've spent. Strike one to Brett Boone.
Heavy Asian population up there.
Right.
So he's an instant hero, and also the ownership of the Mariners is the Nintendo company, isn't it?
Right.
And a Japanese gentleman.
Tap foul out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Boone. Actually, a story about Ichiro back in Japan. They had to roll him up in a carpet and put him in the back of a truck to avoid the media and the circus that follows him when he's back home. He's just trying to go out to dinner.
There he is, always laying around.
0-2 pitch here to Boone. Got him to reach, and a ground ball. Renteria over to first. Marquis pitches around the walk, and he's due up first when we come back.
At Auto Tire, you get the lowest bottom line price on the best brands.
Uniroyal, BF Goodrich, Michelin. We stock more tires and more sizes. We sell more Michelins than anybody.
For the best of everything, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Oh, Ben. Wow. Do you know that you went over your macaroni minutes this month? Yesterday alone, it took you 23 minutes to eat your macaroni, and those overage charges come to $49. How do you want to pay?
Introducing an entirely new way to buy wireless. The Sprint PCS Fair and Flexible plan adjusts every month, so you don't waste a lot of money or minutes.
No guesswork, no overage penalties.
Good. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
Pink hearts. Yellow moons. Orange stars. Green clovers. And purple horseshoes. They're all great things that belong in a bowl at breakfast. If you're 7. The new low-carb breakfast bowl with eggs, meat, and cheese, and 6 carbs. Only at Hardee's.
Think it's impossible to paint plastic? Think again. Krylon Fusion is the revolutionary paint that actually bonds to plastic on a molecular level. Without any sanding or priming, its unique formula provides a smooth, professional finish that won't flake off. Krylon Fusion, the no-prep super bond paint for plastic.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Advance Auto. We're ready in advance. By Aflac. Ask about it at work. And by Rico. How well do you print, copy, scan, fax? How well do you share?
Behind the scenes look here at Busch Stadium. The hallways of Busch for the executives. And this is Jason Marquis. Cardinals leading 2-1. Bottom of the third as the sun is peeking through the clouds. Marquis, very good hitter. Shows us right there. Drills it down the right field line. And Marquis on his way for a leadoff double. He can hit.
Now, wasn't Woody Williams instrumental in getting the Cardinals a 3-run inning with a double? But Jason Marquis, you know, has now hit in 6 straight games. He has 9 hits on the season. He also tied for first in the National League with 5 RBIs. Here he's a table setter as their starter goes back out, ball elevated up in the zone, and an extra base hit.
Let's see if Womack can't move Marquis to third base. Slow track out there. Womack singled his first time up. Renteria on deck. He bunts. Good bunt to the third baseman. He may beat it out. Safe at first.
Jason Marquis goes to third base, but instead of getting the one out, Tony Womack gets his 7th bunt base hit. Dropping it down here. Spiezio comes in. It's a slow track. You got to be a little careful with your footing. You pick up the ball. You try to take a little extra time. Make sure you make a solid throw. And Tony Womack was running hard.
Now it's Renteria. Fly to center his first time up. Runners at the corners.
9-game hitting streak. Had a real good month of June. He could be a Hungo Award winner.
Strike one to the Cardinals shortstop. Pujols on deck. What do you do here with Tony Womack at first base? Marquis the runner at third.
And you know it's going to be a little slow of footing, but if he gets a good jump, you know Franklin is going to throw over and over and over. Sometimes it's very disappointing to the hitter because he wants to, you know, have the ball thrown in his direction and doesn't want to be waiting around in that batter's box.
A little squibber and a foul ball. Remember, it was Tony Womack that the pitcher, Ryan Franklin, was worried about when he was on base. And Albert Pujols connected on a 2-run home run.
He would have been about in the 8th inning, even with the rain. If wouldn't have had all those throws over there, but split the concentration, and the batter sometimes wins. That's what happened with Pujols in a 2-run home run.
Nothing in 2 the count on Renteria. Pujols on deck. Check on Womack.
You know, the rain in the area. Really kind of need to speed this game up a little bit. You're only down by 1 run.
0-2 pitch, instead another check.
Public enemy number 1. Somebody must have stole a bunch of bases off of him someplace, maybe in Little League.
The 0-2 pitch. Edgar into left, drops for a hit. Cardinals lead it 3-1. And for Renteria, it's now 10-game hitting streak.
Just keep on worrying about those base runners, and the hitters keep on getting fat pitches. Set up away, the ball drifting over the inside part of the plate. Watch Borders, the catcher, see him shift to the inside. He never got a chance to catch it because Renteria, nice soft swing, base hit, RBI, and Edgar's heating it up with that 10-game hitting streak. Now 34 RBIs and hopefully an all-star bid.
Here's Albert Pujols. Cardinals with 5 hits against Ryan Franklin thus far. Albert Pujols with a 2-run home run early on. Inside to Pujols with Roland on deck. Albert is our Ford Key matchup, 6 for 16 in his career against Seattle.
And 9 RBIs, and this has to be, what, the 5th game?
You got it. Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 at Safeco a couple years ago. One of those home runs by Pujols was a grand slam off of James Baldwin.
That Border's going to go out and talk to his pitcher. You know that Bob Melvin is just pacing there because he really doesn't have the depth in his bullpen, especially after last night's game. That's why it was so critical for Woody Williams to go his 6 innings and then turned 3 innings over to the bullpen, which needed work for 3. But the Seattle bullpen had to pitch, what, 6+, and their bullpen was tired coming in. They played on Thursday.
On 2-0 with 2 runners on. Pujols takes the ball. 3-0. Turn him loose. You've got Scott Rowland on deck. Rowland, who leads the majors with 77 ribbies, on deck. Albert was 3 for 4 last night, 4 for 5 in this series. Pops it up right side. There's a play for Olerud. On 3-0, not what Albert wanted to do. That's out number 1. It brings in Scott Rowland. Hitting .432 with runners in scoring position, second best in the National League. Little inside to Scott Rowland. Johnny Estrada, if you're wondering, is league leader at the runners in scoring position, hitting .484. Rowland drills it into center, but right at the center fielder. Well, he smoked that. There's 2 down.
Just never got it up. Hard line drive out to center, and Womack, ball was hit so hard he couldn't recover and get back to second to even think about tagging up.
And it brings in Jim Edmonds. Struck out looking back in the first. Inning started with a double by Marquis, then back-to-back hits from Womack and Renteria. Cardinals lead it 3-1. Little low to Jim Edmonds. Back in the starting lineup today. Mets hold on for a 10-9 win over the Yankees. Jimmy came out of his shoes on that pitch. Cubs and White Sox are delayed in the top of the 6th, with Chicago leading 4-2. That's their 4th rain delay today. San Francisco in the top of the 7th, leading Oakland 2-1. Tampa Bay and Florida just underway, and the rest is tonight. So the Cubbies leading that game 4-2 over the White Sox. We'll keep an eye on that and see if they get back to playing. Starting to mist a little bit here at the ballpark. Edmonds, base hit into right field. Womack being waved home. Throw by Ichiro to the plate, cut off. 4-1 Cardinals.
Welcome back, Jim Edmonds. His 48th RBI. I was anxious to see that contest. Womack speed with Ichiro running or throwing. He has one of the best throwing arms in the American League, but I think with the wet track, trying to make sure that he doesn't, airlift one. Maybe a more conservative throw than under normal circumstances. And really not a play at the plate, cut off by Olerud, the first baseman.
Reggie Sanders, the hitter. He's hit the ball hard so far in this series. Last night a double, a home run, first time today. Hot shot to the shortstop, Aurelia. Runners at first and second. That catches the outside corner, 0-2. Talking about the Chicago Cubs, Todd Hollandsworth has been put on the disabled list.
Their premier pinch hitter. That hurts.
Reggie reaches, swinging bunt.
Perfect.
Bases are loaded.
Reggie's hit well in interleague play, but it's normally a hard hit ball, not just a perfectly placed bunt.
Here comes their pitching coach, and that is Brian Price.
And nobody warming up. They don't even have the tarp off in their bullpen, so they basically got to say, Mr. Franklin, take one for the team. It's still just a 4-1 ball game. There are 2 outs, so you got to make a good pitch here, but there's no help down there in the bullpen until later on.
Game time on July 4th tomorrow. The first 25,000 fans 21 and over with a paid admission will have received a Cardinals reversible bucket cap. One side is red, the other is khaki. Brought to you by our friends at Budweiser. Tomorrow's also a family Sunday and an ice cream Sunday. And again, you can join Al and I and also Kenny Reitz in a air-conditioned box tomorrow for the ball game. 33 tickets left for that. 425-0600. Bases are loaded. Cardinals have picked up 5 hits in this inning. Two runs in the first, 2 here. They lead it 4-1. Marlon Anderson. Breaking ball and a strike. Another thing about the Cubs is that Aramis Ramirez may go on the disabled list as well with a groin injury. That would be a big loss.
I knew he was out with some type of leg injury. Ordonez hit a 2-run home run his first time up today.
Ray Ordonez?
Yeah. They were talking about with Gonzalez about to come back that, you know, he was feeling like maybe he would be the odd man out, but they went with their defense today and he hit a 2-run shot.
Oh, 2 pitch. Marlin stays alive. Jim Thome is your player of the month from the Philadelphia Phillies. 15 home runs, drove in 31. Carl Pavano of the Marlins, who is 5-0, is the National League pitcher of the month.
See, that was my selection. I had Thome and Pavano. You had Derek Lee and Pavano.
Right. Derek Lee finished up second.
Distant second.
Distant second. Exclamation point. In the dirt, 1-2.
Ooh, Porter's popped up, but the ball caught a little bit of him, stayed right with him. So
big crowd. It stuck around, over 38,000.
Now they're cooler. Expect a July 3rd. You think you'd be drenched in sweat, not rain.
Marlin off the pitcher to Olerud. Out at first. Hits into some tough luck there. Rain is picking up here at Busch Stadium. Lots of hits in this inning. And a couple more runs. Cardinals lead it 4-1.
Very nice.
Like all light beers, it's low in carbs. Unlike any other light beer, it's got the great taste of Bud Light. What we have here is a failure to compromise. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
You want more power? You better hurry. Because now, when you buy any Ranger during the final days of Ford Truck Power Days, you'll also receive this 5-piece set of Craftsman cordless power tools. During the final days, get a Ranger with 0% financing for 60 months or up to $3,500 cash back. Then get to work with your very own set of Craftsman power tools at no extra charge. Hey, it's just one more way we're giving power to the people. But hurry, Power Days ends July 6th. Get to your quality Ford dealer today.
The surprising Reds are on a tear. Expected to be in the cellar, Cincinnati is now battling to reach the top of the NL Central. But the Cards might just have something to say about that, as Pujols, Roland, and the rest of the Redbirds put up a fight. Reds, Cardinals, Tuesday and Wednesday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
1980, this day in baseball history, Ken Landreau ties the modern Major League record, hitting 3 triples in Minnesota's 10-3 win over Texas. This day in baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. Umbrellas are back out and up in full force as the rain is picked up again. John Olerud will lead things off as we start play here in the 4th. Cardinals leading 4-1. Let's give our grounds crew and Bill Finley, the head of the crew, some credit for keeping this field in good shape for the most part. There's a base hit by Olerud. Taken on a lot of water the last 48 hours.
I remember for many years you had the artificial turf here because Cardinals draw from 8 states. People come from many hours, and you wanted to reward them with a game. But the technology of natural grass and the natural draining systems that they have now are almost as if it is turf. If it stops, it'll drain through, and it can hold up to about 12 inches of rain. So we got about what, half?
Yeah.
6 inches left.
Aurelia pounds it left side and foul. Former San Francisco Giant, 9 years with the Giants, signed as a free agent. Only 4 home runs this season.
Taking him a couple months to adjust to the new pitchers, new league.
Rain coming down like this, you know, Marquis with a lead of 4-1 is going to throw some strikes.
Well, you try to. You just have to concentrate. And the pitcher really, as long as he can maintain a dry hand, he's probably the most comfortable of the lot.
0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted into left. Marlon Anderson going back on the track, makes the play. Wow.
That ball should have ended up about 20 feet in front of the warning track, and where the wind's blowing towards left, you get a ball up in the air, it can be an adventure. Marlon was pretty casual on this. He goes back, checks the wall, and look at how he makes that catch. Had it under control all the way.
Here's Spiezio, the switch hitter. Grounded back to Marquis his first time up.
We were just given our mail an inning or so ago. We got a lot of late messages passed along, like Austin Stewart. He had about 20 friends and family yesterday for his 6th birthday at the Fredbird Room, but we just got it today, so we'll have to say happy birthday late, Austin. And if you were here last night on your 6th birthday, you spent a long night at the ballpark. And happy birthday.
Happy 75th birthday to Rose Eisenbeis. Happy birthday, Rose. Play behind the runner at first base. Good block by Molina. Steady downpour right now.
Ted Rao celebrated his 80th birthday. That was last night. He was with his son Bill, his wife Jewel, and son Jim. They're enjoying the broadcast back home in Polka City, Oklahoma.
2-1 pitch. Good pitch there. Got a change up there from Marquis.
Well, it might have slipped a little bit, but almost act more like a fork ball or whatever it was. Figure it out and throw it again. It was pretty effective.
Pretty good pitch.
Especially at 0 miles an hour in the stadium clock.
Ground ball, fair ball, good play, Pujols. Marquis is there, and they've got the runner hung up.
Oh, that just shows you how tough. A nice play by Albert Pujols, and Marquis, give him some credit, the athlete that he is, to get over there and cover, and then he did everything right. Watch this play right here, right over the bag. Terrific play by Pujols. His pitcher's right there for the underhand toss. Steps on it, and then he was aware he's running right at the base runner. They had Olerud trapped off, but trying to throw on the run. It's a difficult procedure, and he bounced it to Renteria, or otherwise they would have had the final out of the inning. But still, a nifty play by Pujols. Good play by Marquis, but couldn't put the finaling touch on it.
Boca Chica is up. Did everything right, ran at the runner, got him back to the original bag. What you're supposed to do. Could have had Olerud going back to second or put him in a hot box. Yeah, waited just a little too long.
He thought that was by Pujols and down into the corner.
It's a heads-up play by Marquis, the presence of mind to turn and go.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, you always practice that with a guy trying to score from third, but he knew exactly that he had that base runner and checked him at second. He had rounded almost about 40% of the way to third base, and he just ran him back to the base, had him trapped, waited till he committed.
Backhanded play rolling. Off balance throw. Wow. What a play from Scott Rowland. Great defense behind Marquis in this inning, highlighted by that dandy from Rowland.
You know, some people don't think what we do is a sport. That's because you can't get hurt doing it. Otherwise, you have that insurance. What insurance? What? Come again? The one that pays you cash. If you're hurt and can't work. Which one?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
There's a new way to save on tires at Auto Tire. Right now, get a $50 rebate when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires at Auto Tire. Hurry, offer ends soon. For special savings on top of our lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Ordering Dish on Demand pay-per-view movies and events couldn't be easier. The most convenient way is using your remote control. Just go to the program you want to watch in the on-screen guide and press select. Order movies and events in seconds with no transaction fees. If you don't have a phone line connected to your receiver, you can order pay-per-view by phone or internet as well. Ordering great movies and events is easy and convenient with Dish on Demand pay-per-view.
Defined abs. Everybody wants them, but they're so hard to get.
That's because the real secret to getting great abs involves 2 key factors: variety in training routines and nutrition insights to reduce fat deposits so you can see results.
New from Fitness Made Simple comes 6-pack abs with John Baisdow, the complete abdominal sculpting video. It offers 3 different home workouts and fat-fighting nutritional tips. Call now to order 6-pack abs with John Baisdow.
Fitness Made Simple, bringing real results to real people.
Bottom of the 4th, 4-1 Redbirds on top. Our Bank of America higher standard. Scott Rowland, what a play this was to end the top half of this inning.
Well, just outstanding play, and remember that's a wet baseball on this soggy turf. Off balance throw, long throw. So what? He's got a knee problem. He make plays like that. Like he said, he's not worried about it. They're going to have an MRI just to be sure, but that was a nifty play, and that's the kind of defense that you get. Really back these good pitchers for the Cardinals.
Franklin still in the game. First pitch to Molina, strike. Some sunshine here at the ballpark. Still a little bit of a mist. Ground ball to short. Rich Aurelia is there. Molina retired for the first out. Be the Southwest Airlines family of the game. Sit in the special Southwest Airlines suite at Busch Stadium. Send a postcard to P.O. Box 771192, St. Louis, Missouri 63177. Molino for 2, and this is Marquis. Doubled and scored back in a 2-run third. That caught the catcher Borders. Ouch.
Randy Winn is out there. He's got the, the patches, trying to figure out, should I get sunglasses? Do the non-glare help? Every time he probably puts the sunglasses down, then it gets so dark that he's going, I don't need those. That's when you put them and you put them on top of your head.
0-1 pitch here to Marquis.
Okay. I think I'm okay. Yep. I need windshield wipers too.
2-1. Hard hit, another base hit for Marquis. He's 2 for 2. Well, he looks good up there.
Well, we said in spring training that tremendous athlete, and now you see Winn now is going in to get sunglasses.
How good are our guys in the truck to pick up that Randy Winn is fighting the sun? John Lawrence of our crew, great work.
And see, I told you, put them on top of the head. That way you're not caught.
I mean, that's picking up the little things in this game, man.
These guys are the best. They got a feel for the game. Sun's out, glasses on.
Here's Womack, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Womack has that average back up to 309. Spiezio way in at third base on the grass. Womack shoots it through the right side. Boone is there. Nice play as Oliver gets back to the bag. Good play. Good athleticism there by Marquis to avoid the ground ball, not be hit by that. That hits him, he's out.
Yeah, sometimes you try and time it and it takes a funny hop and it finds you. But look at it, hurdles over it, and you're just kind of at the mercy that you hope you have enough high jump in you to get over it. Woo. Did not hit him, so he's safe at second, but Boone recovered and made a nice play to get the runner. Womack at first.
Edgar into left field. Randy Winn. Shades on, makes the play. Thank goodness he went and got those glasses. Cardinals lead it 4-1.
Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. More standard payload than Ford F-150 Super Cab. And more standard towing capacity than Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Now current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on most Chevy Silverado models. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Silverado. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
Let me tell you about a place I know. Casino Queen is the place to go. The folks are friendly and they got the loosest slots. If you want to play where the limit is, the Queen is the spot. Now you dig? I love winning big. That's the Casino Queen Hotel and Casino. Look at that, baby, another winner.
Hyundai's on a winning streak, and during Hyundai's Winning Streak Summer Clearance, save big on models like the stylish Hyundai Sonata, named highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. It's this dedication to initial quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty: 10 years, 100,000 miles. Plus, get up to $3,000 cash back or 0% APR. So don't buy another car before you check out Hyundai's winning.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
The Aflac trivia question today concerning pitching. When was the last time a Cardinal pitcher finished the season with an ERA under 3?
It's nice seeing Heather Morris today.
Yep. Nice to see her make a stop here in the booth.
By the way, she's married to Matt.
Mm-hmm. You know the answer to our Aflac trivia question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, here's Pat Borders. First pitch by Marquis is a strike on the outside corner. Half inning out, we make this thing official.
We're going to play 9 innings today. Sun's out.
Borders, first time up, struck out against Marquis. Jason with a pair of strikeouts and a walk today. And a foul ball. 1-2 the count. Cardinals with 2 runs in the first, 2 in the third. Chases a pitch, strikes out for the second time today. Good pitch by Marquis on the outside corner, got him to chase. 3 on the day.
Jason hitting well, pitching well. Sun's out. No reason to think that his teammates aren't going to continue to stroke the ball for him.
Ryan Franklin, the pitcher.
You realize how many comedians are out of work?
Must be talking about our guys in the truck.
What did they say about Mr. Franklin?
The Franklin Mint.
He owns pretty good mint. What was Borders' line?
Owns a good bookstore. They're just funny guys.
There. Boy, those guys are really fun.
Franklin came into this game with just 1 plate appearance. He spent his entire big league career in the American League. Ichiro on deck. 0-2 pitch. Got him. He gone. I'll take it away with the Aflac trivia question.
Take it away. I got to wait for the duck.
Aflac.
Who was the last Cardinal to have an ERA under 3?
Strike to Ichiro, who has walked and grounded out.
See, they're too busy thinking of one-liners in the truck, you know.
Oh, they'll come up with it.
They got the duck. They got the quack. Hurry up.
Marquis through 5. Pujols, Roland, Edmonds coming up. We'll answer that trivia question when we come back.
Believe it, achieve it.
All right.
Now, come on. Your man can't lift this weight. Bud Light says he can lift twice as much. Bet. Bet.
Bet.
Load him up, little man.
Oh, I got this, right? I got this.
Go big or go home.
Bring it.
Attaboy. He's got it. He ain't got it. He's got it. He ain't got it.
Come on, Gary.
Look at him.
He's got it.
He ain't got it.
He's got it, Gary.
I mean, that happened.
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light. It's all here.
Bud Light doesn't go twice as fast.
Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. More standard payload than Ford F-150 Super Cab. And more standard towing capacity than Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Now current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on most Chevy Silverado models. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Silverado. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
Van.
Auckland.
Chalk.
Awberry.
Orange.
Illa.
Ban.
A side-by-side milkshake. Any two of your favorite milkshakes together in one glass.
Nana.
Side-by-side milkshakes. Only at Steak and Shake. You'll know your favorite when you invent it.
Steak and Shake. We have new side-by-side milkshakes.
Introducing the Sports List.
With Summer Sanders.
The new show that counts down anything
and everything
in the world of sports.
The Sports List premieres July 19th on Fox Sports Net.
All right, Al, here you go. The Aflac trivia question. Last time a Cardinal pitcher finished the season with an ERA under 3, Matt Morris did it back in '98. Our Aflac trivia question. Here's Albert Pujols. First pitch to Pujols, a strike. Cardinals lead it 4-1. Hour-long rain delay. It'll be Pujols, Rolen, and Edmonds for the Cardinals. Albert pulls it foul. 0-2 the count. Happy birthday to Shanna Garcia, 19 years old today. And Tim Garcia is working with us in the booth. That's Tim's lovely daughter. So happy birthday, Shanna, 19 today. Check swing, foul ball.
Albert's been fooled a couple times. And probably not the most pleased about his last at bat, where a 3-0 pitch he popped up to first. But he also has that 2-run home run to get things started for the Cardinals in the right direction.
1 for 2 today. 0-2 pitch here from Franklin. Albert hits it into right field. That'll carry to Ichiro. Tony Dorsett grew up in a tough environment, Al. Determined to avoid a life working in steel mills. He emerged unscathed, and the adversity early in his life fueled his run into the NFL record books. Beyond the Glory takes you inside the hidden world of sports' biggest stars. Beyond the Glory tomorrow at 8 features Tony Dorsett.
Apparently they called that game in Chicago.
Rolen, base hit. He's thinking 2. 1-out double for Scott Rolen. He's 1 for 3.
See him limping a little slightly on that sore left knee when he runs, but defensively didn't have an effect on him, as he made a terrific play earlier in this game.
Happy 71st birthday to Corky Holiday. From Iowa, Corky turned 71. One-out double for Scott Rolen, and now here's Edmonds. RBI base hit back in the 3rd. Cardinals now with 9 hits. Fastball misses inside.
It looks like they called that game in Chicago, with the Cubs leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Had 4 rain delays, and they feel that the field is unplayable. Mets and Yankees had a barn burner.
Mets hold on for a 10-9 win. Have you seen the replays of that play by Derek Jeter the other day?
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the greatest plays you'll ever see. Flying into the stands at Yankee Stadium. Oh! 2-1 the count. A lot of talk with the White Sox that Magglio Ordonez could be traded. One of the possibilities is Atlanta with Andruw Jones coming from Atlanta to the White Sox.
Yeah, isn't he a free agent? And they've made a couple overtures to him. He hasn't accepted, so that's a bit risky, you know, with a very talented player, young player, but trading a big part of your offense, you know, when you've got a very good ball club and hoping to get to postseason play. You always worry about chemistry.
Money that they have offered him would be equal to the salary that they would take on from Jones. And that's why that deal might make sense for them.
And if I understand or remember right, that the money they're offering him, they think is fair market value, the same value what Garrett Anderson signed with the Angels.
Full count here on Edmonds. Sanders on deck. That is drilled into deep right field. Goodbye. Home run on a 2-run shot for Edmonds. Welcome back to the lineup. 3 RBIs on the day. And it's 6-1 Cardinals.
$16 home runs for Jim. Now 50 RBIs. Two for 3 on the day. He's got his average near 280. There's no doubt about this one. That pitch up, and he just jumps on top of it, tomahawks it into the second deck. No question about it, just how crisp that sound was.
With that home run, he passes Ted Simmons for 3rd all-time as far as home runs here at Busch Stadium. That one, number 83 for Edmonds at this ballpark. Sanders 1 for 2 on the day. It's 6-1 Cardinals.
Starting to get some activity in the bullpen as they're taking off the tarps, but they were hoping to get as many outs as possible out of Franklin.
The 0-2 pitch. This is just in. Cardinals having some fun last night and today. Reggie off the end of the bat. Shallow center. 2 down. Here's the heavy hitter Expedition now with $4,000 cash back or 0% APR for 60 months plus 100 gallons of gasoline. Take the whole team to the game only at your Quality Ford stores. Your home run to Cardinal baseball fun.
Stu sitting there talking about a slider, the previous pitch of the home run. A good pitch. Tried to trick him with a fastball.
Popped up. Olerud. This one off the bat of Marlon Anderson. Right at the bag, he makes the play, but Jim Edmonds connects with a 2-run home run. His 16th, and it's 6-1 Cards.
Both of these cars are renowned for their comfort. But what does the Mercury Grand Marquis driver know that the other doesn't?
How to save over $10,000 of Ben Stein's money.
One more reason why Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. And here's another. 0% APR or up to $5,500 cash back. See your St. Louis area Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Don't start.
PulseBet.com presents King of the Cage Unfinished Business. As the king of the streets, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett will once again take his terror to the cage to take on world champion kickboxer William Sariapai. Also, 2 world titles are challenged. John the Natural Alessio goes against George Santiago. Plus, it's the return of Joe Daddy Stevenson versus knockout specialist Randy Velarde. No holds barred action available this month on Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
Now showing on Channel 538, the Last Chance channel from Dish On Demand pay-per-view. This movie is available for the special price of only $1.99, but time is running out. See it now before it's gone for good. Channel 538, the Last Chance channel, where great movies are always $1.99 from Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
IMAX from New York with Max Kellerman. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
This portion of Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box now accepts MasterCard and Visa at most restaurants. And by Geico, a 15-minute call can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Cardinals in control of this one, 6-1. So Taguchi takes over in left field for Marlon Anderson. As Marquis will get back to work with Randy Winn. 2, 3, and 4 in the order, due up for the Mariners. First pitch, a strike. Marquis throwing hard.
Pitching very well. The Cardinals are starting to clear off the mound, so they're hoping he will have a efficient 6th inning and probably turn it over to that pen, get them some work.
Good news in that bullpen with Mike Lincoln. He's making progress. Still not tossing breaking balls, but did throw with more of an effort yesterday.
He threw again today too.
Good.
You know. Said he wasn't sure what the soreness was, but
base hit cut off by Taguchi into left field. Leadoff man is on, and just the 4th hit of the afternoon for Seattle. Winn is 1 for 3, and it brings in Brett Boone. He has the only RBI with a solo home run. Shadows becoming a factor here at the ballpark. Jason Marquis bumped from the Atlanta rotation last year when they signed Shane Reynolds. As Boone fouls it off his ankle, his foot. And Marquis getting a chance every 5th day, Al, to pitch here in St. Louis. He doesn't look over his shoulder. He's got a great relationship with Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan, and that's made all the difference in the world, it seems like.
You just can't emphasize, and I'm sure a little bit of, you know, self-examination after you're traded. You know, you had a little conflict with the pitching coach in Atlanta, Leo Mazzoni, but you said a couple key things, Danny. Is one, comes over here from day one, everyone said you're in the rotation. He knows that every 5th day, whether he has a good day, bad day, he's going to be back out there. They didn't try to change everything. They really just encouraged him to use a pitch that he probably wanted to use, but say Mazzoni liked his 4-seam fastball better than the 2-seamer, and Dave Duncan sees the sinker and says, hey, that's a great pitch, you ought to use that more.
That's a good pitch. Boone strikes out. Number 5 on the day for Marquis.
You know, he's always had good stuff. So he goes with a breaking ball. He misses on the first pitch. Then he comes with a fastball in the inner part. That sinking fastball. Repeats it again, even a little bit better. Misses inside, but it sets up that breaking ball down and away. Real good pitch there because it never was a strike. It looked like it and then broke off the plate.
Outside to John Olerud. Ball 1, 6-1 Cardinals. They have out hit Seattle 10-4.
But conversation last night, it all was set up with the fastball, the sinkers.
Aldrette is 1 for 2 tonight. Woody seems to be rounding into form after what we saw last night.
Yep, and you know, the friendly competition, they're all taking a lot of pride in the fact that they're, you know, virtually every time out they've got guys are getting quality starts. That builds you know, a unity where they're all rooting for each other for as a collective group to lead the major leagues in quality starts.
Woody was saying to us last night, this is the tightest group he's been around since he got here in St. Louis.
Coming in today, the Cardinal starters have 48 quality starts, tops in the majors along with the Cubs. The team has received quality starts from its starters in 22 of the last 32 starts, and Marquis about ready to add one more. Quality start, 6 innings or more, 3 runs or less. An arbitration stat, but it does tell you you're going deep into a game.
Full count on John Aldrette. Line on Marquis. So far in this series between Woody Williams and Marquis in the bullpen, just 1 walk.
And remember, last night the Cardinals got 8 walks from the Seattle Mariners, and that was a big part of the offense.
Called 3rd strike, and safe is Randy Winn at second base, a stolen base. So 6 strikeouts now for Marquis. What's on tap brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Jeff Suppan and Joel Pinheiro tomorrow at 1:15. You can catch that game on the WB.
Pinheiro is an outstanding young pitcher, so Cardinals will have their hands full, but they're feeling pretty good about themselves the way they're swinging the bats.
Marquis is due up second for the Cardinals. This might be his last inning, even though the pitch count is low. He went out during that rain delay to warm up twice.
No, I think that's you know, it's fine. You got guys down the bullpen that could use some work.
Really is 1 for 2. Winn is the runner at second. Popped up left side, not a play.
Kiko Calero is throwing, and I'm sure Kiko is just throwing to finish this inning. Ray King had been and is kind of waiting around. I think he will start the 7th inning, and Kiko is just there if needed for this inning, and probably if Jason gets through this 6th inning, Kiko sits down and he's not and his day is through unless you go deep into extra innings.
Took a little something off that one there. 1-2. Good pitch.
That is really part of the art of pitching, because he's got a power sinker. He's got the 4-seam fastball, but the sinker is what's really making him a pitcher. But if you can change speeds on your breaking ball, then you really got something going.
On 1-2. Aurelia stays alive, gets a piece on an outside delivery.
That downward action, just boring down, and you swing at it and you just pound it in the ground. Jason's one of the best in the National League this year at inducing ground balls. Keep that runner right there. Or just tell him to have his teammates hand him his glove and go out and play defense.
Good block by Molina. Out of here, of course, the younger brother of catchers Benji and Jose, both of whom were catchers for the Anaheim Angels.
And I'm sure the Seattle Mariners, not knowing much about Molina, saw the throw to second and say, oh, we can run on him. No, you can't. It just was a freak bad throw.
A line out to second baseman Tony Womack. Aurelia flings his bat in disgust.
Nobody does it like Southwest Airlines. We always have low fares, even at the last minute.
You are now free to move about the country.
At Auto Tire, you get the lowest bottom line price on the best brands. Uniroyal, BF Goodrich, Michelin. We stock more tires and more sizes. We sell more Michelins than anybody. For the best of everything, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Baby, I'm so bored. You almost done?
Why doesn't Hardee's give away toys with their burgers? Because a blown 65 El Camino doesn't fit in a paper bag. Hardee's Angus Beef Thick Burgers. Too thick for little boys, so they don't come with little toys.
Hyundai's on a winning streak, and during Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance, save big on the popular Hyundai Elantra. The Elantra costs $1,600 less than a Honda Civic LX when comparably equipped. And right now, you get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on every Elantra. Plus, Hyundai's award-winning quality is backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So don't buy another car before you check out Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance. This 4th of July weekend, get up to $2,000 cash back on the Hyundai Elantra.
July 13th, baseball's best converge on to Houston. The 75th All-Star Game. Don't miss the biggest names in the game. Battle for their league's right to win home field advantage. The 2004 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Tuesday night, July 13th, and it's only on Fox. Molina, lazy fly ball into right. There's Ichiro for out number 1. That's going to be it for Marquee, as Roger Cedeno will be the pinch hitter.
When's he getting suspended?
The suspension that's never going to happen, Al.
I think you know, with the holiday weekend, he survives.
Probably right. Makes sense. The offices may be closed.
Yeah,
what?
but the problem is you maybe would prefer it to take place in interleague play rather than when you get back in divisional play and facing Cincinnati starting Monday.
Strike 2, the switch hitter Cedeno. Got off to a slow start, but he's contributed to this team. Roger Cedeno came up with the Dodgers back in '95. It's with the Mets, the Astros, Tigers, Mets again. Now with St. Louis.
He's impressed me as a person. He came with a lot of baggage from New York and everything, but you sit down and talk to him. You watch how he handles himself and how he treats people with a great deal of respect. And former teammates all come over and hug him. He's a good guy.
Back in '99, he had 58 stolen bases with the Mets.
And he got a big contract, and then things went south from there. His defense became questionable, and I'm sure the object of a lot of disdain from the Mets fans.
That's a base hit into right field for Cedeno.
That's what he's done for the Cardinals.
Today's hot pitch of the game brought to you by Hardee's, and we take a look at Marquee against Pat Borders at this strikeout on Hardee's hot pitch.
See, we're set up away, and look at that tailing action outside, come back over to the corner. Pat's had a tough day behind the plate. He's gotten a couple foul tips, and even tougher standing at the plate. A couple strikeouts.
Tony Womack is the hitter. Ryan Franklin still in this game. Womack, the former Pirate, came up in '93. 1-1 pitch. Womack grounds it to second. Chance at a double play. And they turn it. 4-6-3 double play. Cardinals are done in their half of the sixth, and they lead it 6-1.
While you're focused on baseball, Schnucks is focused on savings.
Like all varieties of Schnucks shredded cheese in 8-ounce packages, just $1.89 each. All varieties of Chex Mix, Bugles, and Gardetto's Snack Mix are all buy one, get one free. Work hard, play hard, and forget about those summer aches and pains with Bayer Aspirin, now just $4.49. One price, unlimited fun. Six Flags single-day tickets at Schnucks are the best discount in town.
Schnucks. We make it easy.
The surprising Reds are on a tear. Expected to be in the cellar, Cincinnati is now battling to reach the top of the NL Central. But the Cards might just have something to say about that, as Pujols, Roland, and the rest of the Redbirds put up a fight. Reds, Cardinals, Tuesday and Wednesday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National League needs your support. A vote for the AL is a vote for the future. America, are you ready for your 2004 All-Star Game?
The 2004 All-Star Game. Live from Minute Maid Park, July 13th, only on Fox.
The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals, LLC. This called The Bullpen, brought to you by the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel, the official hotel of Cardinal broadcast on Fox Sports Net. Kiko Calero into the ball game for the Cards.
I was wrong. Kiko's going to come in here and start the 7th inning, his 19th appearance. He threw an inning last night. He has 22 strikeouts and walked just 4 in his 21 1/3 innings. He was recalled from Memphis on May the 7th to replace the injured Mike Lincoln. He's done a nice job. He's one of our favorites and one of the reasons why we think the Cardinals are going to be in good shape in the future in the pitching department.
Kiko Calero. All those years in the minor leagues. Started playing back in '96 professional baseball. The 27th round draft choice of the Royals.
Remember, it was Jose Oquendo seeing him in winter ball,
right,
that made the recommendation for the Cardinals to sign him.
Born in Puerto Rico, went to college in the U.S. Scott Spiezio, the switch hitter. Strike one.
.222 average. Sure, he's very disappointed with that.
Long way to go for Taguchi and Roland, and it drops for a hit. Spiezio on his way to second base with a double.
Just no way to defense that. Coming off the bat of a left-handed batter, they're swung around to have him pull, and then he flares one right down the left field line. So a long run for Roland, and Taguchi just couldn't get there.
Kiko held batters to a .212 average last year. Didn't matter if it was righties or lefties. Right-handed hitters only hit .205 against him. Lefties .222 last year. Season cut short with that knee injury. Boca Chica is the hitter. And Kiko has got that nasty slider.
Well, you know, it's a pitch that he's very deceptive. You know, he hides the ball well, comes out of his shirt. They don't get a good look at the release point. Kind of sneaky fast with his fastball, but that's why you like him coming in the relief. You know, as a starter, whereas guys would maybe see him 3 times. they might be able to pick it up. But in relief, he should only face these guys one time, and it's tough to do so.
Kiko, of course, completely ruptured his right patella knee tendon. The 5th inning of a game, a Cardinal win against the Royals last year. Very uncommon injury in baseball, as their center fielder strikes out. Much more common in football or basketball, but Kiko said he just landed funny, it popped, and that was it. Cardinals missed him too.
And I think they were shocked that he came back so quickly. There's Dave Hansen, pinch hitter deluxe. You know, he has 15 career pinch hits. Broke on the scene with the Dodgers, what did you say, in 1990?
I believe that's what it was.
Used to have a lot of classic. When we first saw him, it was matchups with Lee Smith. Good fastball hitter. Been around a long time as a guy coming off the bench, primarily as a pinch hitter.
1990. That's when he came up. Lenny Harris, of course, the all-time pinch hits leader. Dave Hansen, 5th all-time, just passed up John Vanderwall.
He started doing that at an early age. Where a lot of times guys develop into pinch hitters after they're a position player or a regular for quite a while. But one of the toughest acts in all of baseball, because you only get one shot.
Pulled foul. He's in the hole 0-2. Glad you're with us here on Fox Sports Net. Holiday weekend. I'm sure we've had a lot of folks in and out of their houses today, barbecuing, checking on the game.
Ducking in and out of rain clouds.
You got it.
And we won't be ducking tomorrow. We're going to be in air conditioning. We're going to be watching Cardinal baseball right here at the Busch Stadium, and I'm sure there's some other seats available to join us. Join Kenny Reitz, Dan McLaughlin, and myself as we going to be in one of the party suites. Special price, you get unlimited hot dogs, brats, potato salad, Bud Light beer, and Coke products. Talk baseball, take photos, autographs, whatever you want to do with Dan. Whatever you want to do with Dan. Ritchie and I prescribe to family affairs.
Good.
We're too old.
A ball and 2 strikes on Dave Hansen. You talk about guys that don't price themselves out of baseball. This guy has never, ever made over $1 million in the game of baseball since 1990. He's a pinch hitter, and he knows his role, and he likes his job.
Man, now I understand the difference between you and I. He hasn't overpriced himself at $1 million.
Hey, that's the going rate now.
Oh, man. Did I tell you what my first salary was in the big league?
$16,000.
No. 12. 12.
And you didn't have spikes, and you used to walk to the ballpark.
$12,000, and I came up from the minor leagues making $800 a month, and you play 5 months in the minor leagues. Do the math.
Into right, and Sanders makes a nice play. Good play from Reggie.
They come charging in, and even the big leaguers, the good ones, will use 2 hands. And a running play like that, where you're kind of bending over, it's even more important, because sometimes that'll hit you in the heel of the glove. If you use the other hand, you can trap it back into the glove. Don't let it pop out.
Edgar Martinez. Ball gets away in right, so Reggie Sanders will take care of that.
He can do it all.
At an hour-long rain delay this afternoon. Yeah, we're just past the 6 o'clock hour. $18 years for Martinez.
He's got some good numbers. Over 1,200 RBIs, over 300 career home runs, over 500 doubles, and arguably the best DH ever.
Good slider. Down here for Martinez. Only hitting .254 on the year with 6 homers and 35 RBIs.
Mike Kelly asked me a good question, and I'm not really sure I would know the definitive answer, but you know, he's talking about 500 home runs and 3,000 hits, but what would be the barometer for RBIs? He's got over 1,200. You know, I think 2,200 plus is Aaron's mark. I think is the highest ever. Really, when you talk about 12 to 1,500, that's quite a bit.
Yep. Martinez strikes out. Good work by Kiko. Time to stretch.
Leon, you're a star football player trying to play professional baseball. The question, why?
Well, Chuck, the reason's simple. Like a lot of Americans, Leon struggles to make it financially. $20 million a year just doesn't go as far as it used to.
It doesn't?
Now, when you got 4 mansions, 6 SUVs, and 12 sports cars to support, it doesn't.
Still, why play baseball?
Because the post office wasn't taking applications. I told you, Chuck, cash.
Well, my kid's gonna love this.
That'll be $5.
Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. More standard payload than Ford F-150 Super Cab. And more standard towing capacity than Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Now current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on most Chevy Silverado models. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Silverado. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
And we are dancing, and you're dangerous, Lindy me. I get ideas. I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger.
Rico moves your ideas forward.
You get ideas too.
This week on Fox Sports Net across America, what does it take for big leaguers to peak after their prime? Randy Johnson reveals how he maintains his success at 40. Fox Sports Net across America tonight.
Lynn Danielson is today's merchandise prize winner in the Hyundai Long Drive Inning Sweepstakes. If the Cardinals hit a home run here in the 7th, Lynn will qualify for the Hyundai Santa Fe drawing in September. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel. Dan Wilson, new battery out there, is the catcher. Shigetoshi Hasegawa will take over on the mound for the Seattle Mariners.
Hasegawa played with Taguchi and Ichiro with the Japanese team, New York's Blue Wave. Spent quite a few years with the Angels before going up to Seattle.
Started in '97 with Anaheim.
Remember, they had the other reliever, Japanese reliever, that this year kind of went back to Japan for personal reasons.
Right.
Who was their closer?
Sasaki, right?
Sasaki?
Yeah.
Sasaki, yeah. He had good numbers.
Here's Renteria, average up to 289. 1 for 3 today, 2 for 5 in this series, 10-game hitting streak.
A lot of movement with the motion, and then the ball just kind of expected to explode upon you, and it doesn't get there. So the deception is that you think it's going to get you sooner than it actually does.
One and two is the count. Fastball will reach 92, 93 miles an hour. Has a slider, a changeup. Also has a split finger, or forkball.
That was it there.
Full count on Renteria with Pujols on deck.
You see where the Astros paid for a I don't know how big a advertisement in the newspaper in Houston
for Adam Everett.
For Adam Everett, the shortstop, trying to get him elected over Renteria.
Edgar hits it to short, taken by his counterpart Aurelia. That's out number one. St. Louis fans, visit STLCardinals.com, the #1 site for live game pitch-by-pitch coverage, MLB TV, and MLB.com game day audio. STLCardinals.com, where baseball is always on. Well, last check, it was Edgar up by 6 votes the other day.
Well, it's all down to the internet voting, basically. I mean, all the voting is stopped, but I think it stopped at the ballparks last Sunday. Then you could vote up until Wednesday night. And tomorrow night they will divulge who the starting lineups are.
0-1 pitch to Pujols, who has homered here today. Put the Cardinals on top all the way back in the first inning, 2-1.
Cardinals will be represented, we assume, by Pujols and Rowan, hopefully by Renteria and possibly Carpenter. It does help for the Cardinals to stay in first place, because sometimes, you know, if you get 2 or 3 elected and you're not in first place, it's very hard to get any additional players added to the roster.
Bruce Carpenter has a shot. On 1 and 2, he lifts it into center. 2 down. Just got underneath it. And it brings in Scott Rowland. One for 3 on the day with a run scored. Tony La Russa was talking about interleague play the other day. He said, you know what? The more I'm around it, the more I like it. Fans like it, then it's good for the game. But I really consider July and August the dog days of our season. And if this breaks up that, I'm all for it. Seen it since '97. Our fans get their first look at Ichiro playing right field today and last night.
I think he likes it a lot better with a 9-1 interleague record. Hopefully 10-1.
I'm a fan of it. I just don't like that it's not equitable.
Yeah, it's. I don't think there's any way to really make it fair. And the first couple years, you know, that got a little stale, only playing the Central Division. If you keep on rotating and see the other divisions, it's better. And last year we missed Tampa Bay, who this year, you know, you wouldn't want to play them in interleague play. But to see Ichiro and see some of the other stars, that's a thrill even for us. You know the fans have to enjoy it too.
3-1 on Scott Rowland. Jim Edmonds on deck. We're in the 7th, and the Cardinals lead it 6-1.
See how I mean? Like when he throws his off-speed pitches, you can see how the hitters are fooled with all the motion. Looks like the ball's going to explode and then get that fork ball or slider, something off speed. Doesn't get there. Scotty didn't like that wide strike. Scotty might want a 3-2 fastball down the middle, but I doubt that he's going to see that. Didn't want the fastball, slider.
This is low and a walk to Rowland. Barry Bonds walked twice today to move within 1 walk of the all-time record that's held by Rickey Henderson. San Francisco loses their game 6-2 against Oakland. Today, Jim Edmonds back in the starting lineup. And Edmonds struck out his first time, but then picked up an RBI single. That was in the 3rd, and then crushed this home run back in the 5th.
Facing his former teammate here.
Popped up left side. And out of play. The Cubs win today in 6 innings. They beat their crosstown rivals, the White Sox, 4-2. Mets over the Yankees 10-9.
One of the announcers having a little fun figuring out almost 200 years of baseball since those two teams have been, you know, to a World Series or won a World Series.
Just missing on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the Chicago teams, both of them are very good and could very easily see themselves in postseason play.
Very easily could see the Yankees and the Red Sox face each other again. Cardinals, Cubs. That could happen too in postseason play.
Nobody'd show up for that.
That would be some kind of fun.
Imagine what those tickets would and be nice, because the West and East Coast would just boycott it. Just leave it to the Midwest. I think they would take care of business.
Edmonds lines it into the seats. Spoils that delivery. It's 1-2.
You gonna buy one of those chickens when we go out to SBC Park? You know, they're selling when Bonds, other teams are walking Bonds.
I saw that the other day.
Everything's promotion now, right?
Yep.
Marketing.
Another pitch that's fouled back by Edmonds. Bonds are not homered today, but homered for the 3rd time in the last 3 games yesterday. Got 22 on the season. Sosa, Bonds, Riffey in the outfield for the All-Star game. All with 500+ home runs.
You would have to think that'd be the first time ever, wouldn't you?
It is. Two and 2 the count on Edmonds. Spoils another pitch. Good at bat here.
That's all you can ask. 7 pitches this at bat. You just keep on staying up there. The longer you stay up there, the better chance to get that pitch you can handle. But sometimes you get it, you miss it. Sometimes you get it, you hit it right at somebody. Sometimes you hit it right at somebody in the seats.
Rolling the runner at first off with this next pitch. Olerud slightly playing behind him. Sanders on deck. Ball 4 to Edmonds. Back-to-back walks. And it brings in Reggie. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and is exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. Dan McLaughlin, Al Rabowski with you on FSN. Bud Sports crew, Mike Helling, Tom Mee, Lindsey Polite, Doug Stanton, Brian McCann, Fred Bird. 2 on, 2 out, 6-1 Cardinals here in the 7th. Sanders on the day is 1 for 3. Upstairs to Reggie. Looked like it was going to be an easy inning for the right-hander Hasegawa. Got Renteria to ground out, Pujols to fly out. But now we've seen back-to-back walks, and Reggie trying to extend this 6-1 lead.
Reggie 1 for 3. 2-0.
Bob Brenly fired on Friday. 21 games under 500.
I asked Bob Melvin, his good friend, if he had talked to him. He said, yeah. He said, kind of knew it was coming, but still disappointed. And apparently very supportive are the fans.
Reggie with a base hit. 7-1 Cardinals as Rolen will score. Edmonds trots into third base. RBI double for Sanders. His 41st RBI.
Reggie, one of those streaky hitters. He had a great April, poor month of May, so in June, but off to a good start here in July, and fall behind the count, making that much more dangerous. He's hit very well in interleague play, and the Cardinals banged out 12 hits now, a 7-1 lead, and Taguchi will get his first plate appearance against a former teammate.
Fouled back by Taguchi. First plate appearance. He was 0 for 3 last night.
Felt he was robbed on that play at first base. Bang bang play, and it went to Seattle's way.
There'll be more movement with Arizona coming up. Roberto Alomar rumored to be on his way out. Randy Johnson could be as well.
I doubt that they move Randy. I think you have better chances. Steve Finley will move elsewhere. I think they keep Randy and Gonzalez and stuff, but Roberto Alomar, it makes no sense to keep him now as he's disgruntled, was injured, had that on the long time disabled list, not getting playing time, so moving.
And he hasn't been quiet about it either.
Yeah, I mean, he's not quiet about it. I just don't know how many people are willing to take it. That's right. Sometimes you wonder if guys realize that he's not the player he was a few years ago, and you start complaining. Not a lot of managers, general managers, say, I want to be in that position to hear that if things go south with us.
Taguchi, ground ball left side. That's a hit. Another run scores. RBI for So Taguchi. Edmonds scores. And it's 8-1.
See how they rule it. I agree with you that it should be a hit. Just kind of well placed in between there, and now it is. Base hit and RBI, kind of right between the third baseman and shortstop. And Bob Melvin will make a pitching change. I think Villone was warming up.
$13 hits for the Cardinals this afternoon. Villone will come in this game. It's 8-1 Cardinals.
And we are dancing, and you're dangerous, near me. I get ideas. I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger.
Rico moves your ideas forward.
I think you get ideas too.
There's a new way to save on tires at Auto Tire. Right now, get a $50 rebate when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires at Auto Tire. Hurry, offer ends soon. For special savings on top of our lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. At Auto Tire, you get the lowest bottom line price on the best brands. Unaroyal, be of good reason. Michelin, we stock more tires and more sizes. We sell more Michelins than anybody. For the best of everything, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. More standard payload than Ford F-150 Super Cab. And more standard towing capacity than Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Now current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on most Chevy Silverado models. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Silverado. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
8-1 Cardinals, bottom of the 7th. A little disinterested out there in the outfield as Ron Villone takes over. This is brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Ron Villone, a former #1 pick by the Mariners all the way back in '92, the University of Massachusetts. He has bounced all over the place. Came up with the Mariners in '95. Was with the Padres, the Brewers, the Indians, the Reds, the Rockies, the Astros, the Pirates, Astros again, and now back with the Mariners again.
Even started a game earlier this week. So his 31st relief appearance, 1 start. And facing Molina here and wearing the Cardinal uniform. Cardinals have the best offense, the highest batting average, scored the most runs, and have the most hits in the National League.
One pitch to Molina. Upstairs. Malone's a big guy. He's a football player in college, tight end, all conference. Didn't even play baseball his first 2 years while in college. Hector Luna takes over on deck, getting loose.
I think Steve Klein will be the next pitcher for the Redbirds. So Molina checking to see if that pitch was a strike, and I think it was high.
Two pitch.
Molina's hitting left-handers to a 400 clip, 6 for 15.
Pulls that pitch, stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 2 outs. 8-1 Cardinals. Yadier Molina got the start today. Baseball America rated Molina the #3 prospect in the Cardinals organization prior to this season.
Where did they have the first 2?
I have no idea. I just remember Yadier talking to Walt Jocketty. Was
I mean, they were pitchers, but was it Danny Herron? Was it Wainwright? Something like that.
Yadier was actually Rick Ankiel's catcher at Johnson City back in 2001 when Ankiel was trying to come back.
I remember they had to advance him this year to AAA, but in AA they kind of left him there, and they had all those young pitchers kind of all to work with him. Anticipation that at some point in time he would be the leader of the staff. You know, he'd be catching all those guys and have a history with them from the minor leagues.
The 3-2 pitch. Molina hits it into center and lines out. We head to the 8th. Cardinals lead at 8-1.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines fun fair feels like. These low fares to your favorite vacation spots are available any day of the week and start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
The largest trunk in its class. Another reason Mercury Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. Now with 0% APR for 60 months or up to $5,500 cash back. See your St. Louis area Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Advance Auto Parts. No matter when or where. Advance Auto Parts. Whatever's waiting there around these parts. Trouble doesn't stand a chance. For the best parts, people and price, we're ready in advance. Yeah, bring it on.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Steve Klein will take over. Cardinal recap shows that the Redbirds lead it 8-1. This will be appearance number 39 for Klein.
These guys in the bullpen, the way the Stars have gone, it's been very quiet for them. His last outing was Tuesday, so he needs a little tune-up.
This is Ichiro.
I was going to say Kiko and Aldrette worked in last night's game. Ray King worked last night. Izzy hasn't worked since last Saturday, so it's been a week for him. He needs a little tune-up. Julian was Wednesday.
Tough play for Pujols. Bounces into right field. Just tried to pick at it, couldn't come up with it.
He didn't square up to it, tried to play it off to the side.
If he squares and knocks that down, I still don't think they get Ichiro, and that's probably why he tried to do it that way, do or die.
Well, he scored an error, so apparently they thought he would get him out easily. And I think it was an error. But I see what you're thinking is well off the bag. Ichiro's foot speed would have been a race to the bag.
Randy Winn, switch hitter. 1 for 3 today, just one hit in this series.
Weaker side, the right side, but obviously not as many plate appearances, and the acrobatic planes are back in action.
Line drive into center, and that drops for a hit. First two have reached.
That's enough.
Brings in Brett Boone.
Sometimes you're down there in the bullpen, and if you don't keep your mental focus, and even think in this case, and like a Steve Klein saying, well, I need work in this game, so I've got to be ready to pitch, even if it's a big lead. There's a reason for me to go out there. Other times, if you've been pitching quite a bit, you kind of get disarmed, and you think, oh well, this is a game that I'm not going to be in, and then all of a sudden you're in the middle of a game, and one that's lopsided becomes very close. So Julian Tavares will start throwing. And Steve Klein has not been scored upon in 18 games at home this season, so There's incentive right there to bow your neck and put down Seattle quickly.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Two balls, two strikes. Aldrette on deck. Boone today is homered. Back in the first inning, a solo shot, grounded to short and struck out. Strikes out here. Good pitch by Klein. Brings in Aldrette, who grew up in Seattle, playing for his hometown Mariners now.
Class act.
Big time. Attended Washington State. Started with the Blue Jays back in '89. Terrific player for them. For 8 seasons, 3 with the Mets, and now with the Mariners.
Won a batting title with the Blue Jays, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He's a 3-time Gold Glove winner.
Back in '93, he hit .363 with the Mets. In '98, he hit .354.
Closing in on or closing out a nice career.
Slider and a strike. 1-2.
Talking about John Aldrette and RBIs, he has 1,165. I was looking at some of the Cardinal Hall of Famers, their RBIs. Ozzie had just under 800.
Good play, Pujols. That's one. Can they get 2? Wow, what a play. Double play. Great play by Pujols.
Chevy Cavalier, with more standard horsepower than Focus, Civic, or Corolla. Not to mention an EPA estimated 37 highway miles per gallon. And now GM owners can get a 2004 Chevy Cavalier with $4,000 loyalty cash. Excludes special value package. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Cavalier. Chevy Cavalier. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
There's a new way to save on tires at Auto Tire. Right now, get a $50 rebate when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires at Auto Tire. Hurry, offer ends soon. For special savings on top of our lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Things are getting critical.
Wild lefts and rights by Herring, the percentage of them connecting.
Pride Fighting Championships. It started with 16 fighters.
Peppering them now, hammer strikes and right hands and left.
Only 8 remain.
Another soccer kick.
Pride Fighting Championships.
Critical countdown.
When it's all over, only 4 will survive. Order Pride Fighting's Critical Countdown. Playing this month on pay-per-view.
Hang on to your couch. You know that Dish Network offers you hundreds of channels to choose from. Now we have a great way for you to see just the channels that are important to you. Favorites lists. You can create a personalized guide that only displays your favorite channels. And they're so easy to set up. Press Menu, select Favorites, and then pick out the channels you love. Then simply press Guide a few times to reach your list. There it is, a channel lineup just for you.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium as Hector Luna will pinch hit here. The Cardinals are leading 8-1 as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ron Villone stays in this game, Danny.
Here's Hector Luna, first plate appearance of the afternoon. 0 for 1 in this series. Pinch hitter last night. Looks at a ball. Cardinals on the verge of at least winning another series and setting up a possible sweep tomorrow. After being swept by the Pirates, of all teams. The Pirates, Al.
Well, you know, sometimes you need a wake-up call.
Maybe that was it.
And, you know, they had such great success against the Pirates, so they didn't hit well. Give the Pirates a little credit, but also give the Cardinals credit that they came back out ready to play, on the verge of taking the first 2 games of this 3-game series. And then you get back into divisional play, and it's going to be very important to take care of business against Cincinnati and then Chicago before the All-Star break.
2-2 pitch. Luna strikes out. And we head back to the top of the order. Coming up later tonight, we hope you stay with us. 10 o'clock, the Midwest Sports Report. And it's only here exclusively on FSN tonight at 10, the Midwest Sports Report. Batter will be Womack. 1 out, nobody on. Womack, a couple of runs scored. Pair of base hits. Air show taking place. Fair St. Louis. Fireworks canceled last night.
Hope they'll get them in.
Three 3-0 on Womack. Renteria to follow.
Villone throws from the third base side of the rubber and then throws across his body.
Three and 1. Ball 4 to Tony Womack. That's one thing Seattle pitching has done an awful lot of. First 2 games, a ton of walks. Cardinal fans, it's time for the 6th annual Catholic Youth Council CYC night here at the ballpark. CYC night Wednesday, July 21st. Cardinals and the Brewers, all youth teams registered with the CYC receive free tickets to the game. 792-7605 is that number to call for ticket information. Up and into Renteria for ball 1. Finals today, the Mets over the Yankees 10-9. Cubs beat the White Sox. Game shortened due to rain, 4-2. And it was Oakland over San Francisco, 6-2. And it's 2-0 on Edgar. Villone struggling with the strike zone.
8 walks last night, 4 walks to this point. Tonight the Cardinals have received.
What do you think the biggest surprise is first half of the season? Generally in baseball.
In baseball?
Texas, I guess.
That'd be one of them. Milwaukee.
I mean, everybody
Good
thought
stories, you know.
Seattle had a chance to win their division again with the kind of lineup that they're going to have. They haven't put it together, and Texas has come out of nowhere after trading A-Rod to do what they're doing.
Well, remember this Seattle club, every time they lost a superstar, they went out and won the next year. And they had Randy Johnson, Griffey Jr., A-Rod, and they won all those years, but doesn't appear that it's going to continue.
Pujols hits a hot shot to third, force play at second, and we head to the night. It's been a long afternoon, a long day, and it's 8-1 Cardinals as we head to the night.
We make every Budweiser with the highest quality ingredients. We brew every Budweiser to be the freshest beer. We make Budweiser. You make it the king.
Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. More standard payload than Ford F-150 Super Cab. and more standard towing capacity than Dodge Ram Quad Cab. Now current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on most Chevy Silverado models. That's $4,000 loyalty cash on Silverado. Chevy Silverado. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer.
I've had the opportunity as a company owner to get a couple dugout suites every year. We have employees there, friends there, and to get to watch them close up, guys like Joe Randa, where you thought that a play was routine on TV, all of a sudden you say, man, how the heck did they make that play? And he does it every game. It's a whole new aspect of the game.
Put your team on the field. For information on Kauffman Stadium's dugout suites and Royal Pavilion, call 816-504-4040.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. And by Chevrolet, 10 new models, 5 available now. The new Chevrolets, an American revolution.
We are back with the air show going on. Fair St. Louis, and we head to the 9th inning, and Isringhausen is into the ball game out for the Cardinals, 35th appearance on the year.
Well, he hadn't pitched since last Saturday when he picked up his 17th save. He worked the scoreless 9th inning last Friday at Kansas City for his 16th and the scoreless 10th in Saturday's game. That was his career 147th save. Just needs some work right here to tune up in a 8-1 Cardinal lead. There's our next game, taking on the Reds on Tuesday. And you and I will be in attendance tomorrow. We want people to join us for the 1:15 start. One special price, get you unlimited hot dogs, brats, potato salad, Bud Light beer, and Coke products. Kenny Reitz, Danny, and I will be at your service.
Into center, late break by Edmonds. Makes the play. Dan Potash is standing by at the Midwest Sports Report. Update on what's happening later tonight.
All right, I'm Dan Potash. Coming up tonight at 10 on the Busch Light Midwest Sports Report, we'll give out our Hungo Award, and we'll also take you around the NL Central for scores and highlights of today's action. That and much more is coming your way at 10. But now let's send it back out to Dan and Al. Guys?
That's what you're hoping to see. A quick 1-2-3 out of Isringhausen. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now this is Spiezio. 1 for 3 on the afternoon with the Devil. Foul ball.
Off his foot. Come into these games, you got to have that proper mindset to know that just a tune-up, come in, do the job, do it as quick and as efficient as possible, just so you'll be ready for tomorrow afternoon.
Two and 1.
If anybody wants ticket information on that, those suites that you and I and Ritzy will be at, 314-425-0600. Available in any size party, no minimum to purchase.
Good seats still available for Tuesday night. And also on Monday, that is an afternoon game at 1:15 with Cincinnati.
It's bobblehead. Bob Gibson bobblehead day.
2 outs. Cardinals hold on. It'll be victory number 48 on the year. Mariners will drop to 32-47.
5 games over 500 at home with a victory.
That's good to see.
Yeah, Tony always talks about the 5 game increments total, but also you reduce that down and be a motivating factor for home games too after the tough start they got off to.
38,000 plus here today. First pitch is strike. Good curveball. Ground ball left side. They should do it. Rolling. Pujols. Cardinals win it. Well, the Cardinals have taken the first two of this series. Jim Edmonds back in the lineup today, providing 3 RBIs, a double and a home run, and the Cardinals roll to the victory 8-1. 8-1 the final, and Marquis picks up the victory for St. Louis. And today's play of the game is brought to you by Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. Jim Edmonds with a home run now.
Well, Jimmy comes back, and there was no doubt about this one. Jumped on the pitch, so he had a good day with multiple hit game, home run, 3 RBIs, and you welcome him back for his defense, but don't forget about how productive he can be as an offensive player. Another nice day for the best offense in the National League.
We'll come back and wrap things up in a moment. 8-1 our final on this Saturday afternoon.
Winning streak. And during Hyundai's Winning Streak Summer Clearance, save big on the popular Hyundai Santa Fe. The Santa Fe costs $4,400 less than a Toyota Highlander when comparably equipped. And right now you get up to $2,250 cash back or 0% APR on every Santa Fe. Plus, Hyundai's dedication to quality lets us offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So don't waste money. Smart size your SUV at Hyundai's Winning Streak Summer Clearance. This 4th of July weekend, get up to $2,250 cash back on the Hyundai Santa Fe.
You kids should save your money for a house instead of these fancy, zesty turkey panitos.
May your marriage be as long as this panito.
Very nice. I see fresh oven roasted turkey, real provolone, sun-dried tomato sauce on a lovely toasted ciabatta baguette. This is Trey's Gourmet.
Thanks for dating our wedding, Uncle Jack.
Dobbs has the best tire selection in town and the largest inventory you'll find anywhere. Thousands in stock. Tires everywhere as far as the eye can see. So, we have just the ones you're looking for.
Tires, lots of them at Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. And now at Dobbs, purchase any 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires and receive a $50 mail-in rebate. This offer's good only through August 7th, so get into Dobbs today.
Cardinals win it 8-1. Marquis is now 8-4. Franklin takes a loss. He's 3-7. Cardinals with 13 hits this afternoon. 8-1 the final. Take another timeout. Back to wrap it up in just a moment.
It doesn't take a degree in engineering to know that your car needs regular oil and filter changes. That's why we're ready in advance with brand names you trust. Castrol, Valvoline, Pennzoil, all in stock at ready-to-go low prices. So bring it on. We're ready in advance.
For the best parts, people and price, we're ready in advance.
Yeah, bring it on.
You kids should save your money for a house instead of these fancy, zesty turkey panitos.
May your marriage be as long as this panito.
Very nice. I see fresh oven roasted turkey, real provolone, sun-dried tomato sauce on a lovely toasted ciabatta baguette. This is Trey's Gourmet.
Thanks for dating our wedding, Uncle Jack.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release molecules delivers non-stop protection throughout the life of your oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Buy a case of Pennzoil SUV truck and minivan motor oil and get a $10 Shell gift card.
Hey, what is it?
I realize I love you, but as long as you're with Jessica, there can never be anything between us.
Cassie, there's no need to cry. Besides, I've got really great news.
You're leaving Jessica.
No. I just saved a load of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I saved. I thought that meant something to you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Marquis is the victor. He's now 8-4. Franklin the loss, 3-7. Cardinals win it 8-1. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow. Our next Fox televised game will be on Tuesday night. Cincinnati is in town. Next televised game locally on the WB tomorrow, Mariners and Cardinals. For Al and our Bud Sports crew, I'm Dan. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you Tuesday night.
Cardinals fans, when you stay at the St. Louis Run